going to be a very different kind of ride for me today. Yeah, this looks like a trail, and a certain amount of it is going to be on a trail, but I'm not specifically, or my motive for coming here is not specifically to do a trail ride. So where am I? This is Guelph Lake. Just over there is the city of Guelph, and I'm going to be riding on the Speed River Trail, but there's a couple of spots that have really drawn me to this location. So although I know the trail itself is supposed to be really nice, it's not really the trail that's drawn me to Guelph. It's things like the dam behind me, the lake, and then a couple of other surprises which I'll show to you later, and which will probably help explain the thumbnail. So from the dam I'm going to double back and I'm going to go on that trail down there. I would go straight down the slope, but yeah, it might be a little bit slick, so I'm not going to risk that. And as you can see also, I mean, although this is largely going to be an urban ride, it started out with fairly rough trails, as I'll show you now. Yeah, to join the little trail system I'm on, I had to do quite a fair bit of single track. It was probably only a kilometre or two, to be honest, but when you're on 33mm tyres going over roots and rocks, every 100 metres feels like a kilometre. I am loving the trees, but I really wouldn't mind to get a bit of a view of the river. It's just through those trees right there. There is the first good look at the Speed River, and quite ironically it seems pretty sedate, almost slow. And just in the background you can see that we are in a city. So, question of the day coming up. Recently someone left a comment on one of my videos, and it was not a mean comment, it was actually a very well written, well thought out comment, but they just listed all of the ways that they hate trail riding, gravel riding. And it made me realise that, yeah, of course, we're all very, very different. We all have our different preferences. Now, to me, even on an urban ride like today, in a city of 150,000 thereabouts people, I'm still going to probably ride about 85% of it off roads, on trails. So my question is, what about you? What do you prefer, roads or trails? I would say that I probably ride 70% on trails, 30% on roads. What would be your percentages? Yeah, it's a bit quicker there. So Guelph itself is actually modelled on a sort of a European style of city. So it does have a lot of green parks and green spaces all around the city, and then the main streets are very, very broad, and then the little back streets are much more narrow, very much in the style of many of the cities that you see over in Europe, including England. Coincidentally, or maybe not coincidentally, that's not quite the right word, but this city is also known as Royal City, and it was named after George IV. Now, a lot of British monarchs don't have the best reputation, and George IV is a person who, as someone born in England, I'm not particularly proud of. He was very much into excess, drank too much, he ate too much, very, very vain. He lived in the early 19th, or he ruled in the very early 19th century, and in fact he ate so much that when he wore a waistcoat, he would have to leave the bottom button undone. And all of his courtiers, not really wanting to draw too much attention to the fact that they thought he was fat, they would also leave their bottom buttons of their waistcoats undone, and they would say, "Oh, Your Majesty, what a wonderful fashion idea you've come up with." So it seems, even then, 200 years ago, people had, as a part of their job description, to suck up to their boss. Oh, this trail just has a bit of everything. I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying this at the moment. I'm going to stop saying how nice this place is, because it's just becoming ridiculous. It's amazing. So I don't know if they're ever planning on doing anything with this, and I actually don't think they necessarily need to. I think it's stunning just leaving it exactly as it is, and that's this day and age when space is of a premium. It's so good. It really enriches a neighbourhood and a city to leave buildings like this. I mean, hey, maybe you don't agree with me, and if you don't, please feel free to comment. Maybe we should just be moving forward, and I'd understand that as well, but I'm personally very glad it's here. Not often that we see these close up, but just look at the scale of it next to my bike. This is insane. This is so good. So what I wanted to show you is just ahead, and it's Guelph Prison, or Guelph Correctional Centre, now disused. And I really have an affinity for abandoned buildings, and there's nothing that I can imagine more creepy than an abandoned prison. Maybe an abandoned asylum. So my guess is that they would have been the gates down to the Sally Port when they were transporting prisoners in. Just further on there's a gate that's going to block me from going any further this way. So I'm going to go back around. You can see these are actually pretty new buildings. I would love to show you the main building at the front, because it has such a Shawshank Redemption vibe. So there you go, Shawshank Redemption. If you're familiar with that film, which most people do seem to be, there's that scene near the end when you have all of the police cars coming down the hill towards the prison, and the prison governor realizes that maybe there's not much of a future for him. That just really gives me that vibe. There are a lot of single and double winged airplanes going over, so I don't know if there's an air show of some kind. I will see if I can show them to you, but I know on these action cameras it always comes out pretty weak. There's one up there. Well, this has been just an absolutely amazing ride. Just such a variety of trails, from rocks and roots to gravel, even a bit of asphalt thrown in. Such great sights. Loved being by the river, that was awesome, and going along by the railway, and then of course all of those wonderful old semi-derelict buildings that they're preserving, and of course I can't forget the prison, which was my main impetus for coming here in the first place. What a weirdo I am. And I gotta say that it's also great to see a new location for a first time, and I'm sure that people who live and work in Guelph daily will probably say I was seeing it through rose-coloured glasses. Maybe I am, but what I saw was awesome and really worth a return visit for sure. But anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Maybe it's given you a bit of impetus to explore some of those urban trails. If you have, please remember, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next ride. And by the looks of the clouds, I think I may have just made it before the rain. Oh my god, I just got back to my car like literally 2 minutes ago, and the heavens have opened. I don't know if you can see the rain on the window there. And yeah, it's a bit of a downpour outside, so I would say that is the perfect end to a great ride.